What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. I'm just sitting here enjoying a little late night snack, some PF Chang. Got my, what are these, blackberries and raspberries. Tasty. Watching Tucker Carlson tonight. And I don't know if you watched Tucker Carlson, but he had one of the most powerful opening statements and revelations ever. To the point where I have to break this down. So, let's take a listen to what Tucker had to say during his opening statement. The music.
Well, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson.
Hello, Tucker.
Tonight, and happy President's Day. You may have noticed an accelerating cycle in Washington lately. Here's what it looks like. The permanent class hates Donald Trump. They attack him as a rapist, a criminal, a foreign spy working to destroy America. Trump, because he watches more bad television than is healthy, sees these attacks and then responds with hostile tweets attacking his critics. His critics then point out those tweets as evidence that Trump is every bit as bad as they said he was, and so on. Well, the latest installment of the saga took place over the weekend. CNN political analyst David Gerken warned that Trump's criticism of the media proves he's a would-be dictator.
Dictator.
Discrediting Mueller, discrediting what may come out through the Justice Department from Mueller, discrediting the press that will be reporting on what Mueller does. This is what splits a country apart, and it is the beginnings, in many other countries, it's been the beginnings of an authoritarian rule, and that's the larger threat hanging over us now.
Now, where did they get this guy? He said, by criticizing Mueller and criticizing the press, this is evidence in the beginning of a authoritative dictatorship, okay? Those are big words now. Now, I think he got Trump confused with another group of people.
Well, that's kind of hilarious. The irony, of course, is that David Gerken spent much of his own career in government, not simply criticizing reporters, but actively lying to them, as is the custom. Was that the behavior of a despot? Pretty funny. But pause and consider this seriously for a minute.
Break it down, Tucker.
Authoritarianism. That's what our ruling class says it fears. They tell us that all the time. Okay, let's say you really were an authoritarian and you wanted to weaken American democracy and impose a kind of oligarchy on the country.
How would that look,
Tucker?
Tucker?
About doing that? Well, you'd probably start by trying to control what people say and think. If citizens dissented from the mandated orthodoxy or dared to consider unauthorized ideas, you'd target them.
Now, did you get that? Are we seeing where Tucker's going with this? First of all, you would control the mind. What people think. Censorship of speech. Everything's hate speech. Oh, you can't think like that because then that would make you a misogynist, a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe. Yeah, that's what you would probably start off doing. Sound a little familiar to y'all? Let's continue. Tell us more, Tucker.
Shame them on social media. You'd shout them down in public. You'd get them.
You hear that? Shame them on social media. Whenever I post a video, every blue moon, I get someone to get on and call me a bunch of names. Now, they can't call me a racist, but they say things like, you know what? You Uncle Tom. You a coon. You a sellout. Blah, 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 blah. How about this?
Fired from their jobs.
Get them fired from their jobs.
Make sure everybody was afraid to disagree with you.
That's right. So now you see where our society's going. You see the push of the left. You see the push of the liberal media. And you wonder why Trump said that fake news is the enemy of the people. Not real journalism and real news, but the journalism that have an agenda. The ones that come to your job and blow things out of proportion and attack your personal views and make you appear to be some type of evil person if you don't embrace the left's views. They're in cahoots. Let's see what happens.
After that, you would work to disarm the population.
Yes, you would.
Take their guns away. That way, they'd be entirely dependent on you for their safety.
And it's amazing to me that every time a mass shooting takes place, the first thing that the Democrats want to do is say, let's deal with the gun issue, not deal with the people issue, not deal with the changing culture that kind of embraces and allows and enables a lot of these people to do it. Let's not deal with those issues, not even deal with things that are practical, like putting things in place to prevent these things. And I'm not talking gun laws. I'm talking about security, things like that. Let's not deal with practical things. Let's deal with a piece of paper who won't change one criminal's mind. But what it will do is force a whole bunch of people that are law-abiding citizens to start obeying it. And if you push it a little further, and say, now the new law is we want to collect all of those guns. Law-abiding citizens will say, yes, we'll come down and hand our guns in. The rest that don't will give the government the opportunity to say, well, you guys are lawbreakers, therefore we're going to war against you guys that's still keeping your guns because we demand them to come back to us, right? Let's continue, Tucker.
Not to mention unable to resist your plans for them.
Right.
Then just to make sure you'd quelled all opposition, you'd systematically target any institution that might oppose or put brakes on your power.
Did you hear that? You would target any system that opposes or put brakes on your power. Isn't it funny how a lot of churches come under that type of scrutiny and pressure if they don't bow down to all of the liberal views and all of the liberal legal laws that they're trying to push into our society? Then they're attacked. They're threatened with having their funding taken or their nonprofit status taken away. And there's other groups Tucker talks about. Let's hear. Go ahead, Tucker.
You'd be especially concerned about churches, the family, and independent businesses.
That is true.
You'd be certain to undermine and crush those using laws and relentless propaganda.
That's right. Relentless propaganda. Yeah, like Joy on The View. Just because President Mike Pence is a believer, all of a sudden he says he hears from Jesus and she says, oh, he must be psychotic, mental. Yeah, able to attack him, but why ain't she attacking all the other religions? No push or emphasis on the family structure. President Trump gets up during the State of the Union. He talks about family, religion, all this stuff. The whole liberal media mocks those principles. They're trying to tear down all of the principles that says we will rest and rely on these things versus the government or the elite telling us what we should do, how we should feel, where we should go, what we should think, and how we should live our lives. Let's continue.
If despite all of that, election results still didn't go your way, you'd use an entrenched, unelected bureaucracy to neuter any leader you hadn't handpicked yourself.
That's true. That sound familiar? So if the election didn't go your way, you would use a whole bunch of inside tools and mechanisms to kind of attack the person who, for whatever reason, was able to overcome all of your obstacles that you threw out for them to even get into the office. See, so let's continue. We'll
be
get back to
shaken
that.
by an election like that. You'd resolve never to allow one again. And to make sure of that.
And that's what I always said. If we get him out, and a lot of people talk about, I don't want Trump in. I'm saying, do you understand he is the answer to a complete, real dictatorship when it comes to Democrats and Republicans? Because one of the two is going to run the country. But the difference between Trump and the Democrats and the Republicans is he is an outsider to all of that. So he's not governed and ruled by the bureaucracy. He's not governed and ruled by big businesses. He's not threatened. He's not attacked because they said, man, you owe me. I got you into this election. I did this and that. Use his own money. He's a free thinker. He's a wild card. He is a problem for those lifelong Democrats and Republicans who all understand the system works the way we created it, and we might give the illusion of disagreeing with each other, but we really all work together to make sure we all stay in power. And now that Trump slipped through the radar, we gonna make sure we never get another Trump in here. That's for sure.
You'd work tirelessly to replace the old and ungrateful population with a new and more obedient one. That's what.
So you would say, since you stupid old voters didn't vote for Hillary Clinton like we assumed you would, and the way we told you to do it, we gave you propaganda. We brought up all kind of lies. We sent people to Trump's rallies to make him look like a racist. We brought up all of these false narratives, Russia, all of this stuff. And yet y'all still voted for this dude? Okay, see, so now we see what the problem is. It's not us, it's y'all. It's y'all voters. See, we need to replace y'all with a whole bunch of other obedient voters that won't vote off of logic and practicality, but they're going to vote off of necessity because we're going to be the ones that is supplying the needs. Thus, that's how they won over most of the black population. And that is why they're attempting to bring in even new people. So for all those high sedity black people who now all of a sudden because we're conservatives and we're Republicans, we're viewed as, look at you guys, you think you're better than us because you're a Republican and you're conservative. You ain't better than us. Y'all just sellouts and this and that. For all of us who decided to just say, nah, it ain't about that. It's about us using our brain and seeing how corrupt y'all are and how slick y'all are and how manipulating you guys are. That's why we're not voting for you. Since we lost a lot of them, since we've been making promises to all of the brothers and sisters about changing their neighborhoods, and they finally got hip that we ain't really going to do that because then they ain't the victim no more, and we can't keep making these promises, and we can't keep giving them just enough just to survive. They see through our game. We got to replace them. How can we do that? You know what? We are connected to Mexico. A lot of them live in poverty. They want a good life. They don't require a lot. They just want a small job, a little bit of money just to get ahead, because that's better than what it is in Mexico. We bring enough of them over here, and we can replace the brothers who's disobedient, and we can replace all the mid-American hardworking people who see that the Democrat Party have lost their way, have no message, and are using nothing more than identity politics to stay in business. We got to replace them. Wonder why Nancy stood up for 8 hours straight.
What you do. Sound familiar? We're not talking about Donald Trump.
No.
For all of his faults, Trump isn't doing any of that.
Nope.
Our ruling class is.
Yeah.
And that's what all these issues are really about.
That's what the issues are really about. The ruling class. See, it's funny how they can talk about something and project what they really are up to and their real feelings onto someone else, like Trump. So all of the stuff that they're projecting on him, accusing him of being, in reality, they are exactly what they're accusing him of being. And that's the irony of it. And that's why I do these videos, to expose that type of stuff. So for people whose eyes are open, people who are able to see through the garbage, the manipulation, don't get played. Tucker laid it out real well tonight, to the point where I had to say, you know what, Tucker, bravo. I gave him the golf clap. And I said, I'm going to have to interrupt my meal and listen to this and let the people hear it. And we're going to talk about it for a second. So you've been listening to Kevin and Tucker Carlson. All right. I got to give him a shot. You know, I don't want to get sued for, copyright issues. So Tucker did contribute, okay, in Fox News. I don't know if I got to read the credits or not, but anyway, you get it. All right. So anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. If you like this video, hit like, share it. And we will see you next time in Kevin's Corner. I'm going to get back to my meal, my berries, and my PF chain. It's looking good. You want some of this, don't you, Sammy? Hey, check this out. See this? See that? See, white dog privilege. See, the white dog, he gets some rice. But the dog of color, he doesn't get any rice. See, it's just white dog privilege for the liberals. The liberals are out there like, you know what? Why don't the dog of color get some rice? But I'm an equal opportunist. I do not believe that there's any victims in this world. So both of the dogs get some snippets of rice. All right, God bless you. See you next time. Kevin's Corner.